Hey, welcome, and we're at Powerful Presence TV, and I have the beautiful Emily Kisvada with me. How are you, Emily?
I'm very well, thank you, Georgie.
It's good to meet you.
As well.
We've followed each other online, and this is the first time we've come together, and it's just been amazing.
Yeah, we haven't stopped talking for at least about an hour already.
We thought, we better film this. This is cool.
Yeah.
But we're here today to talk about healing through vibrations and energy. And Emily's, many of you will know, has brought out a beautiful tarot deck, Healing Sacred Geometry. And it's absolutely amazing. Tell me about these cards.
Most will know this particular deck because this is the first edition, whereas this is a second edition.
Brand new.
Yeah. So then the main difference is that there are four new cards in the second edition, and they've been released in the United States, which has been my dream. And this is very close to being out of stock. So they're a little bit like gold, but
how did they come through? What was the journey creating them?
Okay, so really the journey with my work has been. My husband passed away back in 2004, and that was really quite
shocking for you.
Yeah.
You weren't ready for it. You were at home, you were a nurse, you had four kids, life was flowing, he was a master of all trades, he did lots of things, and all of a sudden cancer diagnosis, and it was very quick, wasn't it?
It was actually longer than they expected, because they originally had given him a prognosis of 6 months, and he'd lived 2 years. So he was a fighter. He was my inspiration on so many levels, and he was the one who unlocked my door to where I am now, and I've been in this industry, close to 15 years, and I just keep learning and growing and, just absorbing as much knowledge as possible, creating, and then understanding the wisdom that comes from it. So not long after he passed on, I found myself my passion was crystals. I was drawn to crystals, and everywhere I looked, I felt, because I was the diamond and gold girl, never experienced what energy was all about, and, knew nothing about crystals or anything alternative, spiritual, new age, whatever you want to call it. And I just found myself being pulled, like I could feel this pull. Every time I went past a crystal. And I would start buying, and then one thing led to another, and then I found myself starting to play with creating the elixirs like I do now. And I was just, toying with those, and as the years started to go by, and I started
that was a big part of your healing process, tapping into that?
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like his passing opened a gateway for you.
Well, he opened that door for me, and it was absolutely beautiful because it allowed me to help deal with my grief. I was able to put my energy into something else. And
Isn't that huge, putting your energy into something outside yourself that is of service to others?
Yeah, absolutely. But I didn't really understand it enough back then. So I just started creating and, toying with it. And then I found as the years started to go by, as I started to understand more and more and more about what I was doing, I started creating my own templates. And by this time, I'd already started doing quite a few courses, so I was gaining more knowledge and understanding what it was that I was creating. And it got to a point where, maybe it was about 2011, or maybe before that actually. Okay. I'd already had a couple under my belt, which I do a part of my range now.
So this is not the drawing.
So these started, but then I found when it got to creating spider medicine, I didn't know how to create what I was visualizing and what was being channeled through. So I then got in contact with a graphic artist, and I said, I've got all this information that I want to create, and to create art, and I don't know how to do it, so he started working with me, and as soon as he created that first template, the second template came through in the same template. Like I could visualize you know, what I was seeing from Dreamweaver, all of a sudden came Merkaba healing. And it was really sensational, and it's just, I've never looked back. It took me quite a number of years to create as many templates. Well, I probably by 2015-16 had 10 under my belt.
Of
and
the card.
Of the templates. And I used to always think, how do I put it all together? You know, because it's taken me so many years to create a deck, and then it was like somebody gave me permission and said, why don't you create a deck? So within 3 days, I created a full deck of 45 cards.
With meaning, with images.
Yeah, so beautiful. The templates are actually the master template. My templates are the master templates of the deck.
Yeah, beautiful. So if someone's to use them, what benefits, how can they use these in their life?
Okay, so for me, bringing them through as sacred geometry is, or understanding that the underlying principles of sacred geometry are the fundamental building blocks of all creation. It is, it is the fabrication of the universe. It is everything from our arts to our music to our sciences to our architecture to our language. It is everything. And within everything, we are 100% geometry. And for me, it was about bringing through my perception, my understanding, and how we can actually work with the geometry to bring it into our everyday lives, because ultimately we can self-heal. And it's about understanding how. When we understand the principles and the underlying, primary structures, we can then use it to our own benefit. And
that's what happens when you open the deck and work with the cards. Yeah.
So it's not just about working with them as an oracle deck. It's about understanding that you're going to get the answers that you want from it, and it's going to show you how. And that's been proven time and time again every time we do readings with it. But it's also about bringing it through that we can work with it. So calling it a healing deck over
an oracle deck.
An oracle deck.
Yeah.
It's about using it for its vibrational frequencies. So we're working every shape has its energy signature. Everything has an energy signature. And how we can use it is on the body. We can lay them on the body, we can lay them under the bed, we can sleep with them under our pillow, we can place a glass of water on top of one of the free cards.
Yeah, and that
frequency. And we made the vibrational medicine. Hey Andrew, I think I saw Megs as well. And it's about being able to incorporate it and bring it all together and work with it on the healing aspect. And I bring in sound into these cards as well, which I work with the purest of tone, which is solfeggio frequencies, and I work with them.
So as you created them, those tones came in and you embodied them into
the cards, and they are the purest of tones. I highly recommend everyone and anyone to look them up and start working with these frequencies, because the music of today has actually been created to actually put us off balance, off center, and which has not helped with our own healing process and our the mental, spiritual, and physical side of ourselves.
So people can use these as a tool for healing themselves.
That's exactly right. Correct.
And also maybe a guided message for the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you need to focus in on. Beautiful.
Absolutely. And what's even more beneficial through this is that I've brought together a number of different vibrations. So we've brought in crystals. So in the book it's a teaching tool, as well as giving you an understanding of each of the cards. And I've brought in working with the frequencies of number, because that's huge, numerology. Every card has an affirmation. Every card has crystal suggestions, and at the back of the book is a whole section of crystal suggestions. I talk about the Merkaba because that's one of the most fundamental of geometries that people really need to start becoming more and more aware of.
So for people that haven't heard of the Merkaba, can you? I think you've got a little representation down there, haven't you?
Yeah. So the Merkaba is ultimately 2 tetrahedrons.
2 tetrahedrons.
Yeah. and you have them, when we look at it, we're looking at the male, the female, we're looking at fire, we're looking at like the air, water, we're looking at the polar opposites of what it can represent. But the Merkaba is essentially our vehicle. So in Hebrew, the Merkaba actually translates to a chariot. So it's the Merkaba, the Ka being the spirit. So it's the spirit body counter-rotating at the speed of light.
Wow.
So as we counter-rotate,
and that's an
we
energy
can actually
field
put out
each of us. Beautiful. And so the cards help tap into this energy.
Well, it speaks about it. It is one of the master cards of the deck, but I think if we had to know some of the underlying fundamentals of it, is that it is actually used in silicon chip technology, this particular shape, and if you actually did something with it, you could fit it into the cube, which is this shape. But it is our light body, it's our ascension vehicle, and we can use it on all aspects of mind, body, spirit. The Merkaba is essentially our vehicle to release ourselves from our own physical body, from our own avatar, for our soul to be able to go where our bodies can't. And which is why everything comes back to energy, frequency, vibration. A little bit more, because I just Merkaba, as I said, such an important geometry, is that in the creation story, when we start to look, we have the seed that is created in the first rotation, and the second rotation is the egg of life. Wow. And within the egg, which sits really deep in the perineal area, is this shape. And they're the only cells, the reason I'm telling you this is, they're the only cells within our body that are there from the time of conception till we die. Wow. They never leave us. So, you start to question how, why, what.
So it's our power source.
It is a power source in so many ways. Yeah.
That base energy.
Yeah.
Life's created there.
Yeah.
You can feel it. You get the gut feelings. Yeah. That's your Merkaba activating to guide you. Absolutely. And for many now, it's starting to to reactivate. And they say it was actually deactivated around the time of the fall of Atlantis. And one of the interesting things I actually read was because at the time the powers of be of Atlantis, they wanted more and more wisdom and knowledge, so they just thought they'd be, they could just allow themselves access into the halls of Amenti, and that didn't happen. And it was said that at that point is when this was shut down. But the more and more, we're becoming more consciously aware, we're awakening on so many levels, that it is starting to reactivate them, because there are enough people now who are starting to awaken that can actually work energetically with this body. So, yeah, it's amazing. But it helped. You can see the Merkaba's in the front cover of the deck.
Yeah.
And it's in there, but that that's a beautiful starting point. If for people just if they have the cards, to just put it on their pelvis, to put it and let the energy absorb.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, you've obviously done well with these because you're on your second print.
Yep.
Self-publishing. Tell me about that, especially in Australia. I heard it's
Well,
I did. Journey.
Yeah, it was a huge journey, and it was such an amazing experience, a learning experience, definitely for me. And
if someone's interested, looking at this, thinking, "Wow, I've had thoughts, I've had dreams, I've had creative ideas.
Yeah.
How do I, in reality, self-publish?"
Yeah.
Do you go to Officeworks, get a template, take it to someone? What's the process?
Well, I think there's a number of ways, and you start to learn and understand, and it really is, in the end, it's a matter of personal choice. Like Andrew Yo, who is there, gorgeous Andrew, he's bringing out an amazing deck based on, he's got a business called Teapot Teas, and he's associating his tea with his own oracle deck. And he's actually gone and fully self-published totally on his own. Whereas I've still used a middleman to go, or to do it to go and self-publish. I made a decision because it is hard, and I really want to put my effort and concentration into the other aspects of work that I do.
We'll jump into soon.
Yeah. But it's still, this is a huge part of my work, and I've actually got a few. I have a few workshops coming up where I'm teaching, sacred geometry and the concept of working with the cards, with gridding and creating your own vibrational elixirs. But for me it was about going then into traditional publishing, where I've gone, you know what? I want somebody else to take that on. So the difference is you get paid, when you're looking at, it's also money differences, big money differences.
And
so
it's interesting, it looks like a grown-up version as well.
This
is like this is like, you can see the beginning, the newness, and then this is like, right, I'm American polished.
I'm loving it, and it's, I think the thing is that, you've got more people out there fearing. There's so much fear in that, and that's one of the things as we as a soul have to, the physical aspect, need to overcome.
Fear is imagination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's a projection into something that may have happened in the past that you're projecting into the future, or that doesn't even exist at all.
Absolutely, it's that darkness. It's about coming out of that darkness into the light, which is beautiful. And but I can't remember what I was just about to say. What was I saying?
But we the self-published. You got published.
Yeah.
And then I guess you're able to release that to the universe. Do
Its
work.
And exactly. And I just wanted to see it go. I just had a different vision for it. And as we said, everything is energy, frequency, vibration. And I had my thoughts. I manifested what I wanted to create, and it's done. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So, and then the other reason is how you don't see too many sacred geometry decks out there. And I think because people don't understand, and I've had that many readers look at my cards and go, they're amazing, but you can see that hesitancy because they don't understand. It's about just trusting, go with your gut, go with your intuition. But they're being picked up more and more, and I've had some beautiful.
And can you imagine people using this in buildings for homes? And,
absolutely.
The scope for it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Because it is, an architect and a builder can work with it because it's mathematical.
Absolutely.
It's angles, shapes.
Yeah.
And the numbers that go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
absolutely
really amazing. Bring that into the world. And then, so these were born and they're beautiful.
Thank you.
And with that, you also brought through the
Liquid Alchemy in a bottle. So I make vibrational elixirs as well. I've been doing this for many years now. And I have, when I got back from Egypt last year, I just had this overwhelm to change how I was bringing through my elixirs. And, the name change the logos, change everything. And because this, the whole idea of Liquid Alchemy in a bottle is to nurture, to balance, and to heal the mind, body, and soul. And each one of them has its own energy signature, because everything within our world is energy. Everything is in motion.
Yeah.
And everything has its own different frequency. My frequency is going to be different from yours. Each one of these bottles has a different frequency, but they will work on different elements, concepts, whether it's mind, body, spirit.
So when you're in a healing session with someone, do you tune into what the person needs?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And they ingest them. If they don't want to ingest them, I can rub it onto a body part, or actually, even for myself now, like I've forgotten it's there, but this is the old labelling. But this is Seed of the Soul. So I created this one in Egypt, and this is all about initiation and rebirth, and it's where I'm at.
Like, oh no, just popping it back down a bra.
Good old bra. I don't think you can see it. But yeah, because it's the frequency I need to work with, and you know, my frequency is going to match its frequency.
And it'll help you. So I've picked whale medicine.
Whale medicine is all about the awakening process. And again, it's about that awakening. It's that our understanding on a more, I mean, some people like the word, some people don't, but more on a conscious level. It's understanding, I mean, we're all conscious, but we're all conscious, we're just, many of us are asleep. And it's about getting to that point where it's that aha moment and understanding, you know, how, as we were talking before, it's about working with Hermetic principles. It's about working with the laws of attraction. And it's about, is encompassing? Like bringing them all together. And, you know, it's about the healing aspect, the healing process. And, you know, with whale, it's that awakening. It's about, I am ready for that next level, that ascension level. And that is actually, in this deck of cards, has become the sacred card, actually, whale. Okay. So when we choose whale or the sacred card awakening in here, you draw another card on that card because that is what we need to work with at that point.
Yeah, so there's an awakening, and then the next card would be more a specific aspect of that awakening.
Absolutely.
So for people who don't know about vibrational healing or understand energy, how are they created? Not necessarily giving away the secret recipe, but, you know, what like say for bush flowers, they would collect the flowers and, you know, they put them through a process, steep them in water, get the essence. So when you're collecting vibrations or sounds, how do you embody that in a bottle?
Because everything is energy, frequency and vibration, and it's all about our intention. It's all about our perception. It's about placement. So I have what we call the PIP process, perception, intention, placement. But it's about what I want to create and the energetics of the different vibrational frequencies. So the way I look at it is that I can take a whole array of different frequencies and I put it together, and ultimately what I'm doing is creating a beautiful musical harmonic. So each one of these has its own tune that it plays, so to speak. And, you know, everyone is in tune in different ways. So the more open you are to energy, you will feel it. Yeah. So if you feel, you probably will feel, you'll feel something, like you'll feel either tingles or you'll feel it actually in certain parts of your body. So that is how you know what. We were going back. That is how I create, and then everything is bottled and it's kept with alcohol, which is either brandy or vodka for me. So that's how you create the mother tincture, which is 50-50, and then from that you'd go down to a stock bottle, and from that you go down to a dosage bottle, which is what these are.
So there's like homeopathics in that sense.
Exactly.
A mother and then down to a stock and then... And it's interesting, we were talking earlier, these bottles are more potent than the mother bottle.
Oh, absolutely.
And it isn't, you know, because we're a society where, you know, more of this, it's more potent, but actually it's less. It becomes the purest sense of that vibration.
Absolutely.
And then that is the thing that you ingest and...
you can keep breaking down to the point where you would only need one tiny little drop, which would be, you know...
An atomic energy.
100 times more potent, say, than the mother tincture.
Wow.
But that's how you keep it. You know, I've made a number of them in different parts, different sacred sites around the world. And so it's about actually embodying and capturing that energetic signature
of that
place. Yeah. I mean, to making these, I was doing them, creating the templates, so they all go hand in hand. Yeah, so for example, Dreamweaver, like goes with spider medicine. That's how they were created. Dreamweaver is all about. Do you think maybe it'd be easier to show? Let me just take a card. It might be easier, and then I can explain more. Okay. Yeah. I just want to find. Okay, not that one.
Some of these cards
Alright.
are beautiful.
I'm actually going to show this one because I love this one. Yeah, so this card, I'll just put these together. This card here is unlimited potential. So for those who can see, it is the truncated icosahedron. This particular one, I started to create the template before I left for Peru, and back in 2015. And we went to a place where the condors fly. So it's all about our unlimited potential. It's all about reaching for the sky, and the condor flies at the highest of altitudes. And so this particular one actually works with condor medicine. So you could use, you could work with this card if you're at a point where you're feeling stuck because of certain situations. Well, we could work with the energetics of this card. We can work with the energetics of this shape. And what is it? I could go on for so long because it's one of my favourite shapes for many reasons. But then you could start ingesting condor medicine, and you're working with, condor, because you're working with that frequency. Yeah.
How beautiful. So, a session with you, or people can buy these,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They can buy them.
You also dived into crystal work, haven't you? You've been working a lot with crystals and the energies of crystals for a long time.
Yeah. So crystals was after my husband passed on, that was the very first thing that I got into, and that was crystals. So all my work is all about works with crystals, and every crystal has its own vibrational frequency again. And these are platonic solids that I've brought in, but it's just showing you how we can shape them. And as you start to shape them, not all of these are cut to perfection, But neither are we.
Well,
I like that. But you're working with the energetics with it as well. So not only you're working with clear quartz here, for example, but you can work with the dodecahedron, which is what you're holding, which is all about spirit or ether. So, yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
So everything
and how
I
have they
do
benefited your family? Because you've been using them, like your kids have got used to them, they've had them around, mum's, it's just normal for now. But do you find, if someone's at home and they're a bit struggling, their teenagers are, could be out there using or being, not coming home, can these help?
Oh, absolutely benefit, and complementary benefit, however you want to put it. I guess you got to be careful these days with the medical terms and whatnot, but absolutely, because again, all crystals hold their own frequency. So there are certain crystals, for example, like with say something like addiction, you would put together a combination of maybe I would use Botswana agate, I would use amethyst, and I would use there's one other one that I really like for that. Whether it's smoking or alcohol,
food,
it can be a plethora of different. Addiction isn't one particular thing. What's the other one? It's
so people can find out more, like via your Facebook page and things like that.
Crystals or working with them, But I do look. So the healing aspect I did for a long time. I still do healing work, but I find it's more. If people wanted it, they don't have to ask me. It is all on my website as well. So, but I find I work more with friends and family now. In terms of my kids, I think they just think I'm as we say, I'm a bit crazy at times.
Yeah.
My house is absolutely full.
We'd have something weird going on there.
It's not me.
that was really strange.
But yeah, so what was I going to say? No, I've got crystals all through my house, and they're all placed. They're all gridded in their little spots. All my kids have crystals, but they're so used to it. And I mean, my kids are more.
Yeah, they're young adults.
They're young adults, and my oldest is probably the main one that's more alternative, that will, work with crystals themselves. So, but highly beneficial. My niece comes over, she absolutely loves them, so I've given her quite a few as well. But, children are more open and they're not restricted as we are, as
and energetically. And can you imagine, working with children with this kind of thing? If you're struggling as a parent and you've got that screaming toddler, can you imagine them learning from an early age to hold mummy's crystals?
No, absolutely.
Or put a couple of drops of, some of the vibrational elixirs into their water or into their juice.
We do that.
Yeah.
Already, and because they've got the alcohol, but as soon as you put it in water, I mean, for the amount
drop in a whole glass,
it's
a couple of drops.
Yeah, that's it. It's not even a mil. So it dissipates and you don't get the alcohol. So there are so many different ways actually working with them, but absolutely for everybody, and there are ways around, you can get around the alcohol if you need to as well.
Yeah.
So
that's
and
amazing.
I'll be. I think I said I will be extending my range soon as well. So there'll be more. So that's yet to come. That'll be exciting.
And apart from self-publishing, American publishing, growing your beautiful elixirs.
Yeah.
You've also started Phoenix Gateway.
Seed of the Soul.
Seed of the Soul, that's right. Well, Phoenix Gateway is the name of your business.
Yeah.
And then from that you created Seed of the Soul.
Seed of the Soul, yeah. It's like a brand.
Share that.
So Seed of the Soul is all about transformational soul travel. And we are going to Egypt and Jordan in October, 3rd to the 23rd, and I'm really excited about that. The reason I brought it together is because, back in 2015, end of 15, having been to Bolivia and Peru, I made a decision that I was going to start running my own tours, and I just found back then, I'd had everything put together, because the reason being is that for me, going through my own healing, if I have to, what helped me through my grief, what helped me through my times of turmoil and the traumatic experiences, and I was looking for something. I needed to find something, and I found over the years I started going and doing my own pilgrimages, so to speak, to different places around the world, and even whatever I've done here at home. But to be in sacred sites, to actually be in that energy, to be privileged enough to have done those pilgrimages, to sit in the medicine, whether it's to sit in the medicine or to sit into the energy, is like nothing you've experienced before. And at the end of last year, I just thought, that's it, no more putting it. Yeah, so I am absolutely ecstatic, and
so you're going to Egypt and
Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, how beautiful in October. And so what's you dreaming for it? What do what are the people you want to attract? How do you want to create this?
I think, well, for me, it's about understanding me. And first and foremost, and me being the avatar of what I'm creating, but it's not just me on one level, because that more than likely I think I will attract. It's about attracting. I won't go. I'm going to confuse myself if I even go down that. Anyway, it's more about finding, because it all comes together. It's all about finding and reconnecting to that that purpose and that passion. It's about the self-healing, the self-discovery. It's about your own personal journey. It's about finding your own inner alchemy. And this is what life is about. It's, alchemy isn't so much, it's not just about being able to turn lead into gold. It's about being able to heal thyself. It's about creating the alchemical process within and on all different levels. And, there is no better way, and having done it myself a number of times, there is no better way that I have found personally on a healing aspect than being able to travel, to be able to actually sit at sacred sites, to actually, it's mind-blowing. And, it may not be everything for everyone, but it's a massive chunk for those who, are truly looking for something totally different. It's about seeing it from another perspective, not just, what's here, and like I am itching to go back because I know that there's a next part of the work for me exciting. Being there. So I'm totally excited, and I cannot wait. So.
And how many spots have you got left?
I've probably got about. It depends. I can take up to 12. So, that's what I'm looking at, 10 to 12. Yeah. So maybe up to 5.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So it's really
exciting. And you've planned out where you want to go? And
everything is planned out, and
so it's a sacred tour.
Yeah, sacred journey. And then Peru and Bolivia, hopefully next year. I've postponed it for the minute because I need to tweak it still. There's, it's got to be right, or it's just not going to happen just yet. But Peru and Bolivia, and then what I'd like to actually be doing is Mexico in the next couple of years as well, because just seeing it again from another perspective. So,
wow, so going to the sites and spending time with contemplation and with the cards and the elixirs, so it could be very holistic and very healing for people that, are confused where they are. Their husband might have died like yours. What am I doing? My kids are all growing up. I'm hitting 50. I'm feeling I've got a pull, but I don't know where to go. So having a journey with the Seed of the Soul tour really you feel would help people embody who they are and become a stronger, more whole version of themselves.
Oh, absolutely. And we're all going through change. Change is inevitable, and people come and go in our lives as well. The reason, season, lifetime thing.
So true.
It's what we it's that appreciation, it's the gratitude. Everything, you must always express gratitude. So important.
And it's so simple. The start of the day before you get up, just do 5 deep breaths.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so happy, and when I find I put an emotion with it, so happy, joyful, and grateful. That I slept in a warm bed, that I can go to the toilet, that I can drink my water. Just 5 things that are just there in front of you. My doona was comfy, because 90% of the population don't have those 5 things.
Oh, absolutely.
So just, and I find that sets me up.
Yeah.
It's like I get out of bed, it doesn't matter if it's freezing cold, the fire's gone off, the dog spewed on the floor. I'm a little bit, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just what happens. And that gratitude is just life-changing.
Yeah, I think, and I'm thinking, as you're saying that, I look at I'm thinking of my card reflection at the moment, which is based on the labyrinth, and or actually the labyrinth from the Chartres Cathedral. But what I'm realizing, and this is all about the change, right? So it's my perception, it's also my understanding. With my card deck, I've written about it in a specific way. Doesn't mean it's the be all and end all. There are other ways. So I look at reflection, I look at my card, where am I going? I'm walking a labyrinth. When we walk a labyrinth, we reflect on our life.
True.
We reflect on, the positive, the negative, we want to call it the negative, the ups and the downs.
The lessons and the light.
Yeah, all of that. But then it's like, actually, you know what? This now is not just about the labyrinth and me reflecting on what my life is about. this is actually now me walking my talk. And that was the big trigger moment for me doing MBS the other week.
The mind, body, spirit.
Mind, body, spirit is that looking at that and going, oh my God, you know, now I'm walking my talk. What is it that I create? What is it that I do? And it's seriously, it's all energy, frequency, vibration. It's everything that I've done. It's everything I've created. And it's everything that I'm here to teach. And it's what you're going to find when you go to these sacred sites. It's what you're going to find with the elixirs or the cards. It's just what you're going to find in your everyday life, you know, on so many different levels as well, you know. And it's understanding the basic concepts of coming back and understanding how we can work with those energies. Whether, you know, we incorporate the crystals or we incorporate flowers or herbs or whatever, colour, sound, you name it, we can work with it.
Yeah.
So,
there's a depth in that, isn't there? And that's really what you want to take people on the seed of the soul is, you know, nurturing that seed in the soul and going deeper within themselves and seeing it not just from your little cloistered room but from an overview.
Yeah, well, it's like I've created, I don't have it with me, but my latest template is called Seed of the Soul, which I created last year, and it's a beautiful template, energetically amazing, and I haven't done the write-up for it.
Okay.
But it's coming.
Yeah.
And it's everything that you're talking about as well, you know, but it's about being able to put it out there for people to see. It is about rebirth, because why? Change is inevitable. Change is coming. We either fight it, we don't fight it. You know, this is our soul journey. We are an avatar. Our soul is here to grow and expand. Because at the end of this life, you know, we give that avatar up and we either come back to a new avatar,
so true.
or whether we learn our lessons, we go, see you later, you know, not coming back. I'm quite happy to get to that point where I learn enough to go, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah,
you know, I'm going to put it all in now. I'm going to do the work, I'm going to do the time, and I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to understand. It's all about we are connected, we are all one, and it's all about light, you know.
And it's time for that light.
Yeah.
You know, we've had a lot of darkness and
Yeah.
not just woo-woo.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
This is, you know, like we were talking earlier, money's vibrational.
Yeah.
Our energy exchange is
Yeah.
vibrational. So we're working on a vibrational level, and these are the conversations people aren't having. That, whoa, everything does feel a bit different. It's speeding up, the internet, the social media, the this, that. There's all this information. How can we come back to our seed of our soul?
Yeah. It is it's the initiation. It's our rebirth. It's the understanding of who we are and why we're here. And it's understanding that the restrictions we put on ourselves, that we are the prisoners. We've created the prisoner of our embodiment in our physical bodies. But you know what? Astral travel is out there. The Merkaba, understand the Merkaba, understand it as a light vehicle, understand how we can work with this, you know, because we can actually, you know, release ourselves from the clutches of our physical bodies. We can see, we can expand our horizons, we can work with different frequencies, vibrations. This is what it's all about.
And knowing that's in ourselves.
This is within us, this is surrounding us.
Perineum cellular level.
Yeah,
so
these cells are in the egg of life. They are part of the egg of life, and
which is part of our body.
Yeah,
each and every one of you.
Absolutely, each and every one of us. And you know, this is another reason that for me to go and do these Haleys, I can see, do the tours, travel, the tours, because ancient civilizations, they are, you know, in so many ways we may have certain technologies that may be more advanced than theirs, but they were a lot more spiritual than we were, and we were dumbed down. You know, it was like it was all nullified, and it was like starting all over again. But they had certain technologies, they had understandings, They knew how to harness the energies that are out there. And it is in front of us. It is in the pictoglyphs, that we see, or the cuneiform, or, hieroglyphs that we see, whether Sumerian, whether, Egyptian, just to be able to go and see the Mayans and the Incans and these, megalithic sites.
So if people have been feeling this unsettledness in them, and they're sitting there thinking, bloody, I can't see myself going to Egypt or whatever.
Yeah.
But that unsettledness is a yearning, is a desire, is a calling, is a, divine download, is an upload, look, whatever your, origin of belief is.
Yeah.
But I'm finding with more and more women that I'm coming together and talking with, there is this underlying theme of there's a paradigm shift, something's going on, what is it, who are we? And this is part of your answer to those fears.
Oh, absolutely. We place the restrictions on ourselves. And, I guess everything happens for a reason. There's cause and effect, which is one of the laws, Hermetic laws, and one of the universal laws. It's the law of attraction. It's, what we want to manifest. It's understanding, the law of one, and it's bringing it all together. Like, as I'm talking, my hands are standing on it. It's understanding we are the masters of our reality. We create our own realities and what we want. And we place restrictions because we allow fear, the likes of fear or guilt or some other emotion to get in its way. And, I've done that to myself plenty.
Yeah.
I think we all have, and that is the physical part of who we are and what we have to learn. So not all of us may have the money, but doesn't mean we can't manifest it in. You believe in something enough, you want something enough, it will happen. It will happen. It's
and not necessarily. I mean, sometimes there are miracles because people are going to be saying bullshit detector here, but with that belief, with that. Because we were saying, energy, thoughts are energy, what you think about, you bring about, what you resist, persist. We've all heard that.
Yeah.
And that when you start, this feels good, I'd like to, I've never been to Egypt, I've had a feeling for it. Once those thoughts are in, there'll be, a job opportunity or something in your life that
you just don't
an insurance
realise,
claim, that old camera that fell out is actually, new for old replacement, that's $2,000 in camera, $3,000, little things like that happen. So don't be discouraged, like you said, if the money's not there. And just wrapping up,
I'm just going to say, yes, Liz, it is Georgie. I could just see it. I don't know if she's still on, but yes.
And we'll get back to any comments afterwards because we're so engrossed. But what are some little simple tips? We talked about gratitude in the morning.
Yeah.
But for someone who is feeling a bit overwhelmed, menopause, periods have stopped, fog in the mind, kids are crazy, teenager comes home drunk, someone's stoned, or they're failing, you've got this outer pressure. What's a way that we can reclaim our essence, our power, our strength?
Meditation, mindfulness, and here I am telling you that, and I need to practice it more. But yes, meditation, mindfulness, it's taking that time out for you. As a mother of 4 children, I can safely say that for so long, everything I did was for them. I may not have done things right, by others. My intention was there. And what I did is mine, my journey, my kids' journey. So going back to whether they come home drunk or they've done drugs or, they're failing at school, there's only so much we can do. We can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. And just as we're on our own personal journey, so are our children. Yeah. So are those closest to us. And, so all I can say is, first and foremost, come back to you.
I was going to say that. And that ripple effect of your calmness, your centeredness, because we're energy sources, that energy will come into your home.
It's taken me 47 years and I'm finally getting it, you know? I'm finally getting it. It's like, yep, got it. Yeah. And you know what? I can't control my kids. But hey, you know what? Well, you know.
Yeah.
But
your children are not your children. They're the sons and the daughters of life, you know, as that song goes. Yeah.
Absolutely. But as, you know, us as that main power source of the household being the adult or the parent, the ripple effect, as you said, starts to occur. And as we create the changes within ourselves, as we start to practice more mindfulness, we let go of those angers and what else.
Resentment, hurt, guilt, shame, not enough, limiting beliefs. Like, we've all got them. We all go there.
Absolutely. And I have to say, I think this full moon has absolutely jolted me.
So many people
have gone, oh my God, like there's actually, I get it. I so get it. I see it, I get it, and everything else, because even during my reading, you know, I remember talking about coming into it, you know, feeling anger towards something, but as I kept reading and looking at the cards, and it just kept dissipating, and I'm just like, I'm on my journey, my kids are okay, I've brought them up, you know, no one's been to jail, they're all beautiful kids with big, beautiful hearts, and, you know,
you've set them up by being contained within yourself. And it's not selfish, it's self-love.
Yeah.
And without self-love, you know, you haven't got anything to give.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like I've been working on the principle of my cup overflows.
Yeah.
And I will give you from my saucer. No longer am I giving you from the cup.
Yeah.
And that's been huge for me.
Oh,
because I'm
I
a people pleaser, mummy, you know, sports captain mum, queen of the peanut.
Yep.
And when you step back into yourself and have your energy contained, it's like, you know, you've activated this Merkaba.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, your auric field, your Teflon coat, your golden net, whatever you want
to
call
it. Exactly, yeah.
But, and with that, I find that you glow. Like you can send out your energy without tentacles, without attachment. Yeah. And that's so amazing. And the people around you will be shocked.
Oh, they will.
Because it's change.
And
they'll see the calmness.
And what I find is when you're really connected to someone and it happens, you know, you just look back and you go, I can see it. So when you start to let go, when you start to go within yourself and do the work on you, the person in question, you'll start finding, will start coming at you because they feel like if there's an issue with someone in particular, for example, they can feel it. And they will come at you and they will, you know, go you because they energetically, they may not know why, but energetically they can feel the cords that's starting to be cut and the changes that are starting to be had. Absolutely.
And in those times, that's when you need to dive into your peace. And you know, and I'm finding in a personal situation myself that, you know, that attack came and those, you know, whatever, you're this, you're that.
Yeah.
And I witness you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't have to say I'm right or wrong. Yeah. Or you're right or wrong. Like that seems so outdated these days.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to keep arguing to prove my point, show what it's like, hey, you're entitled.
Yeah.
Have my way.
Yeah.
Peace, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And that is such a good lesson in life as we get older.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the time. Like some, you know, it could be the last 20 years, 10 years, 15, 40, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's like just it's learning just to live each day as it comes and make the most of it. And yes, the thing is, you know, we have, you know, as they say, you know, broken record, but you are a soul coming to live a physical existence in a three-dimensional reality. And even though we are heading towards more going into the five-dimensional realities and that's when we can start, you know, with the astral travelling and really taking off and understanding that we can escape those bondages of that physical aspect of self. But yeah, it's just learning. I mean, that's what we're here to do, and as a soul, the soul is what needs to really, propel and learn, because as I said, the avatar
at this age, because our periods are stopping, perimenopausal, menopause, postmenopause. So that energy we actually bled out onto the earth is now in us, and they've done scientific tests that energy can power a whole street. So I'm putting that energy back into ourselves. And many of people, like we were talking earlier, can hear that soul's calling. What does it mean? Who am I?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
And when you give yourself that permission to feel that, these creations happen, miracles happen. You're like, wow, how did I come through with this?
Yeah.
These vibrational liquids, this beautiful trip, and that's because you've honoured. And, this is a single mum, dead husband, her mother's dead as well, all within a short period of time, 4 kids, growing up. Yeah. So, you can sit there on your couch and think, oh, shit, I'm a single mum, no money, blah, blah. This chick's just done it. So they're the women I want it, that I'm bringing into the story.
Absolutely.
Is
it's
to
awesome.
say, look, yes, I was choking, it was hard, I had grief, it was sad, my kids were screwed up, then my mum died, I had no support, oh my God. But still, you found the courage to hear your soul's calling. Yeah. And your kids didn't get affected by it. No. You didn't lose the house, you didn't all that kind of stuff.
For me, it's about what I have to say when it comes to what I've created and where I've been is never give up on your dreams.
Never give up
on your dreams, because, it may for some, it may not be the biggest money makers, or...
We were talking about that earlier, we both got our passions.
This is my passion, and sometimes it's not about, having to make millions of dollars. For me, it's about getting a message out there, and that is what I'm creating. That is what I'm doing, and I'm doing it in my way. And, like I say to people, you'll attract the right vibe, of people who...
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah, absolutely. And, people will understand, people want to know more, and, they're the people that are going to grow because they're interested, and, because we're all getting to that point now where change, it comes back again. Change is inevitable. It's got to happen. It's taking place, and there are people around that can help, and these are all tools that can be all part of your healing toolkit. Yeah. Everything that's been created, and to help you on that journey. And that book is going to come, because I keep I'm going to write a book too. It's coming. So,
the author part of your story will definitely be here. Yeah. Thank you so much, Emily. It was so lovely, great. And thanks for tuning in live.
Yeah, thank you everyone on my page.
Binge Network and My Time TV. Thank you for being here as well. So you can find out more about Emily on her webpage.
Yeah, so my I've got 2, www.phoenixgateway.com.au, or you can go to www.seedofthesoul.
And we'll put that in the show notes, absolutely.
Yeah, and seed as in S-E-E-D, not S-E-A-T. So it's a seed. Yeah. And you can find out about the tours. Please give me... if there is an interest, info@seedofthesoul.com, and you can even do it through Phoenix Gateway, because I've got it linked in there as well.
Fantastic.
And any of my products are online, and if you are international, I'll give you a link in where you can purchase this particular deck as well.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Wow. Transformational soul travel, crystals, liquid healing, cards. And she's got a book coming as well. Yeah, and you can work one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So lovely.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so good.
That's all right.
So that's all right. Don't worry about those. Thank you, Georgie. I really appreciate it. It's been wonderful.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Definitely.
Lovely talk again.
Time.
See you guys.
Bye.